My name is Chris. I sing and play piano for Like Trains and Taxis.
My name is Owen. I play bass for Like Trains and Taxis.
What's up? I'm Mike. Play drums.
Can you guys tell us about how you came up with your band name?
Yeah. When I was going to Rutgers, I was living in a house with a bunch of other people who were all students, and in our basement we had a library of excess books that nobody was using at the time. And I had remembered, because we were having trouble coming up with the name, I remember that George Harrison of the Beatles had written the song While My Guitar Gently Weeps by opening up a book to a random page and getting the inspiration that way. And because we were having such difficulty, I figured that it was worth a try. And there was a Floaters Belgium travel guide, and that just happened to be the book that I randomly picked up. And I opened it up to the transportation section, and there's information about trains and taxis. So I said to myself, okay, here it is, Trains and Taxis, Like Trains and Taxis. That's the name of the band, and it kind of stuck from there.
You guys definitely have a unique sound. Who would you say your influences are musically?
Well, we definitely have different influences. I mean, I think there's a few places where we cross over, and perhaps the most prominent place would be jazz music. I think that all three of us have a deep affection, to varying degrees of course, but a deep affection for, titans like Miles Davis and John Coltrane and Charles Mingus, but we all individually have people that probably shine most. So, Mike, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, influences is, I guess a lot of my influences come from, I grew up with parents who really liked music, so I listened to a lot of the same stuff they did. A lot of that was like, the Grateful Dead and the band, and, also there was some jazz and some, improvisational music sort of lurking in the background there. And I guess like influences that relate to this band for me are a lot of like things from soul music, R&B, Motown music, and also just like contemporary pop things. And I feel like a lot of the music that I listen to sort of gravitates towards like jazz side or like things that are really complicated instrumentally, because I'm sort of like still studying my instrument and stuff. But a lot of that doesn't necessarily apply to stuff that I am playing in this band. Maybe in certain ways it does more or less, but in general, I think that a lot of the influences that we draw upon are not just musical, but also from our experiences being a band, being on the road, also just like coming in contact with all kinds of art, video, paint, all kinds of stuff.
Do you guys want to talk at all about your new album and maybe about filming your music video for Charlie?
Yeah, well, we went to Chicago to make the record sometime last year, and that was a new experience. It was the first time we'd ever recorded in a proper studio, so we really had no idea what we were doing, and didn't necessarily prepare in the proper ways as maybe some other bands did. But I think all in all, we're happy with the way it came out, and feel that it's an honest representation of who the band is and was, and where we may or may not be going moving forward. In terms of the Charlie video, we met the director, Robbie Barclay, at this Beatles festival that we were doing in Brooklyn. We met this eccentric producer somehow. To be honest, I don't even know how we met him.
This guy.
I think he found us on the internet and tried to solicit us to work with him and such, as I'm sure he does with lots of people. But anyway, he was doing this thing where they were going to record every single Beatles song with ukulele accompaniment. And so we recorded the Beatles song "We Can Work It Out" with him. And after recording it, he told us about a festival that he was having where he was going to have a bunch of people perform the songs that they recorded and stuff that hasn't been recorded yet, because again he's planning to do them all, and he obviously hasn't gotten that far yet. And so we were performing there at Brooklyn Bowl, which is a really cool venue, and Robbie happened to be there, and he said, "Hey guys, I love your sound, I'd love to do something with you." And I said, hey man, yeah, sure, videos are cool. Why not? Collaboration is cool, networking is cool. And I sent him the record and said that he could, pretty much choose whichever song he liked most, with the exception of Crooks, because we already had a video in the works for that song. And he chose Charlie, and we went to his apartment one day and, shot it. So, very smooth.
Cool.
They're very professional.
So you guys founded in 2007 in New Brunswick. It's now 2010. You're on tour in New Brunswick. How do you guys feel you've changed as a band since then?
I think probably the thing that we've changed the most is that we now have this guy in the band, which we didn't when we first started up. We went through several drummers before finally finding Mike, which we're very happy about.
In addition to that, I think that we've really learned what it is to be in a band. I mean, New Brunswick has a way of teaching you the ropes when it comes to DIY style, brand building, so to speak. So we've been on a bunch of tours. We've been across the country. We've played nearly 200 shows, and that's growing. So I think on top of getting the last really integral piece to the band in Mike, we've really learned what it is to be working musicians and releasing records and trying to build a fan base and understanding who your fan base may or may not be, and getting better at making records and stuff.
Now that you guys have traveled a bit and you're going on tour, you're leaving tomorrow, you said, right?
Right.
Have you noticed that you've been building a fan base?
Yeah, I mean, on this tour we're going back to places that we've been before, and Facebook I guess is the new MySpace, and we've gotten a lot of cool comments from people that we've encountered previously, showing excitement about the fact that we're coming back through, and those are the types of things that you want. I mean, it moves at a snail's pace, particularly maybe for a band that sounds like us, because we might not necessarily be doing what other people are doing, so it's harder to easily fit into a category that has an established community, but nevertheless we definitely see signs of growth, and that keeps us motivated. And the reaction that we've gotten, I can all attest to that, from people when we've been on the road has been really great, and perhaps more than anything else, that's the thing that keeps us feeling like the investment, both in time and money it takes to really do it has been worth it. It's like operating a small business.
So you guys have a concert to get to. Do you have any last thoughts before we head back?
Eat, Sleep, Breathe music is really cool, and particularly you guys. I don't know about the other people, but it would be hard to imagine them being cooler than the three of you and really close to them. But that's kind of what I have to say. Check out our website, Taxis.m4v. Become fans on Facebook. Buy our record, buy our record on iTunes. Come to shows, support us. It's really hard for bands nowadays, particularly one, as I was saying before, that's not sprouting up from an established community, or that is really insulated by a big circuit of friends, via high school or within college, and I think that everyone should really support people that are trying to explore new terrains musically. To what extent we actually do that is debatable, but I'd like to think that we try, and it's worth giving a listen.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.